Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
Hi, I'm Kim.
And this is Lemon Blossom Farms.
Hi guys, today we're going to be going over 4 tips to help raise your backyard chickens.
Stay tuned, we're gonna have a bonus tip too.
So keeping chickens can be a very rewarding thing, especially for these little golden nuggets here. And it's nice because it helps you know where your food's coming from. For us, it's right here in our backyard. We know what our chickens are eating. We know how our chickens are cared for. And that lets us have our eggs, which are very nutritionally dense, and we also get a pretty steady supply of them without having to worry about what's going out in the market.
Tip number 1, food, water, and supplements. How can we help our little feathered friends with egg production and overall health? It's just like with us as humans, what they consume matters a lot. Chickens, especially those geared towards large quantity egg production, have a tough job. Making new eggs constantly can exhaust their system, especially without the right fuel. High production birds can lay about an egg every 24 hours. Some of them can push a little more. So they need to have a quality diet. The first one is going to be fresh water. This one seems so simple, especially for places like us, Zone 9A, Southeast Georgia, where we have often an excess of water. But healthy birds have to be supplied with an open source of fresh, clean drinking water. Chickens are approximately 50% water, and an egg is usually around 65% water. So constant access is key. We water with a 5-gallon water that's raised up on a couple of blocks to help it stay clean. It's washed out as needed to keep the water clean. Keep in mind, older birds and heavy layers require more water. Also, hens will drink 2 to 5 times more water in hot weather, so make sure they stay hydrated. Next is feed. Regardless of what rumors you might hear, chickens are omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Chickens will eat everything from seeds, grains, fruits, grasses, and weeds, to things like insects, mice, and even will scavenge larger animals, including other deceased chickens. We feed our birds a fresh mash blend we buy from a family-owned farm about 2 hours from us. It's a combination of proteins, grains, and mineral supplements. We buy ours in bulk, store the 50-pound bags in rugged totes, and keep that in our shed to keep any kind of rodents or varmints out of it. Regarding supplements, we actually supplement our chickens with a variety of things. One of the girls' favorites is actually dried grubs and mealworms. They usually get a helping of these once every day or 2. We've actually enjoyed these GrubTerra black soldier fly larvae. They send us this bag and we've been feeding them to the layers. As you can tell, they really enjoyed them, and they're actually a pretty nutritionally dense protein and high in mineral contents. GrubTerra does a great job focusing on quality and sustainability. These larvae are raised on food waste from places like supermarkets, farmers markets, breweries, and even agricultural farms. You get quality top treats for your pets with no additives and no preservatives. Just quality, natural soldier fly larvae. GrubTerra is a US-based company, and they do a great job in reducing landfill waste. They actually end up converting almost 20 pounds of food waste into a pound of this kind of chicken feed. Check out GrubTerra by clicking the link down in the video description below to get 20% off their entire website. They have treats for chickens, reptiles, and dogs. This video is not sponsored by GrubTerra. They're just kind enough to send us this trial bag of their chicken treats for our birds to try. Thanks, GrubTerra, for these. Our chickens really absolutely do love them. Layer chickens often need a supplement of calcium too. We free feed ours crushed oyster shells. We put them in a container separate from their feed, and they get to consume them as they want. These help keep eggshells firm and durable. If you're finding chicken eggs are thin or weak, give them some crushed oyster shells. Chickens also need grit to help digest our food. Grit is just small rocks that the chickens eat. The grit acts as grinding stones in their gizzard to help digest larger bits of food. Just like with the oyster shells, we give them free feed for grits for both our layers and also when we raise broilers. We also frequently supplement with kitchen scraps. Some important things to remember when feeding scraps is if it's too moldy, smelly, or frankly rotten trash or compost, don't give these to your chickens. Just because it's safe doesn't mean the ladies will eat it. Start small when you're trying out chicken scraps. See how the girls like it, and then proceed from there. There are a few no-nos when it comes to feeding chickens different food types. One of them is avocados. These contain a toxin, which is called pyrosin. It's in the entire plant and the fruit itself, and can cause issues in the chickens. Nightshades for the leaves and the stalks of plants like tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers, and also white potatoes. Onions, shallots, and scallions contain chemicals which can destroy red blood cells in chickens. You can add garlic for your ladies, but do so sparingly, or put a couple cloves in a large waterer for immune and respiratory benefits for your girls. Rhubarb. Yes, the leaves are toxic to all of us, but the entire plant contains acids which can actually make eggshells soft. And asparagus, not particularly toxic, but has been anecdotally said to taint the taste of eggs, make it taste funny. We also throw in common weeds into the run. Most of our commons within our yards are perfectly safe for the chickens. Almost all culinary herbs are safe, and many even have health benefits for the chickens as well. So if you have excess or your mint gets a little out of control in your garden, they're known to do that, chunk it in with your girls. Tip number 2 is protection. There are many types of shelters you can provide for your chickens. Mobile coops, like chickshaws, if you have a large open pasture, are great. Small coops with runs or an open access to pasture with low-hanging trees and bushes for chickens to shelter in can work too. We live in a suburban neighborhood, so we have a mobile coop and also a stationary coop. We let the chickens free range when we can be outside with them to keep an eye on them. We do have to be aware of predator birds, such as hawks, eagles, and ospreys, so they usually only free range when we're outside with them. Our mobile coop is mainly for the little hens before they are large enough to join the big girls in the stationary coop. We also use it for our meat birds, who need to be on fresh grass daily because they can produce a large amount of waste. These are great on a larger scale if you have pasture and significant predator issues, and you can move them every day onto fresh land. We use hardware cloth rather than chicken wire, as it's much stronger, longer lasting, and it has smaller openings to help keep large predators and the small ones out that could harm the chickens. Chickens are pretty resilient to weather and disease when fed and cared for by getting breeds and varieties that are suited to your climate. If you live in areas that can get extremely cold or extremely hot, look for breeds that do good in those climates. You'll have healthier birds and a better production out of them. Keep the bedding fresh. We prefer a deep pile method using large flake pine shavings. Every month or so, we'll add a cube, which is about a few cubic feet, to their coop and to the run. This helps keep the eggs clean, the girls dry, because it rains a lot here, and the girls' temperature regulated, depending on the season. At the beginning of winter, we often take most of the shavings and top layer of dirt out of the coop and top our garden beds and layer it around the trees. Don't do this with tender new plant. Tip number 3 is selecting the proper breed. The modern chickens are bred for a variety of reasons: laying a large quantity of eggs, laying colorful eggs, temperament of chickens, aesthetic of the chicken, size of the chicken, and other things are all attributes that you can look for in chickens today. We go for a quality bird that is a good layer, usually gives us at least 250 large eggs per year. They have good temperaments and are heat tolerant. Some good general breeds for most areas would be things like Rhode Island Reds, Plymouth Barred Rocks, and even Golden Comets. For more information on the best breeds of the backyard chicken, check out our video linked down below. Tip number 4 is enjoy your chickens. Spend time with them, watch them be silly, and involve your kids in their care if you have any. Our layers end up with names, and most have become pets for our family over the years, just because of their friendliness. Layers tend to be intelligent and will learn faces and routines over time. It's always easier over time to care for something when you develop a relationship with it. For us, when it comes to taking care of our birds, it's always easier because we actually enjoy it. It gives us a break from the day-to-day work. It also lets us get out and enjoy the outside and the weather some. Our chickens have become very important to us and our family, and keeping them around has not only been a benefit for the food, but also for our yard.
All right, bonus tip number 5. We have some references that we use for our chickens in their backyard. We use kind of time and time again if we have a problem going on or if there's a concern we have or just as general guide to raising chickens. So we have Stories Guide to Raising Chickens is probably our number one. We have the 2010 version. Instead of the 1996 one. We also have Justin Rhodes' permaculture poultry that we reference here and there as well. We have Pastured Poultry Profits by Joel Salatin. We'll use that as a reference as well. And then I have Homegrown Chickens by Lisa Steele is another book that I have that she uses a lot of gardening tips and tricks, things that you can give the chickens safely in your garden, food scraps and other resources, things to help keep your chickens healthy more holistically.
Be sure to check out our other YouTube videos for tips and tricks on raising chickens in your own backyard.
Thanks for joining us today.
And
Happy gardening.